everyone, it's Ashley and today is technically Vlogmas Day 8, but today's video will be titled Vlogmas Day 7 because I am behind. Life happened, things happened, we're gonna let it go. In today's video, I'm going to recommend 5 binge-worthy YA series, so let's get started. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about all of these. The first series I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Meyer. These books are huge and hardcover and really heavy, so I am not going to hold them up the whole time that I talk about them. The Lunar Chronicles is a YA kind of dystopian sci-fi fantasy series that is fairy tale retellings from Cinderella, oh my goodness, Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and Snow White. Of all of the fairy tale retellings that I have read so far in my life, it's easily my favorite. I love this series. The girls are kick butt. They are not princesses in need of saving, and they are certainly not damsels in distress. They are totally unique and individual and kick butt, and they do not need the help of any male suitor, prince or otherwise. And I love that. However, there's still some really, really good romance elements in it that kind of like are there for people who want the romance elements. Like, one of my favorite OTPs of all time is from this series, so that says something. But the series itself is action-packed and has a lot of like really underlying messages that I think are really important. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it right now. I don't really like describing books in mass detail because I think that people enjoy books more when they don't know too much about them. However, I do have a pretty old review of Cinder that I will leave linked down below. The next series that I'm going to talk about is The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm missing the first book because I lent it out to a friend, so there's actually 4 books in this series as well. This series is so good. It's one of my favorite series of all time, like just over all genres. I love the characters. Again, totally kick-butt female main character that is very individual and herself and original and like has no problem with that. It's a paranormal YA, like urban fantasy, I guess is what you would call it, but it's so good. The characters and like the banter, it's so witty. Maggie Stiefvater does such a good job of creating multiple main characters and then creating like so many sub-characters, but every character has a backstory and a meaning, and I find that not all authors are really good at that, and I think that's probably why I like this series so much, is just that Maggie Stiefvater did a really good job of like developing every character, even if the character was like so minute and just so good. So good, guys. The next series I'm going to talk to you guys about is actually a contemporary YA series, and that is the Anna and the French Kiss series by Stephanie Perkins. This series is really cool in the sense that it's actually a series of standalones. So you could read any of these single books without reading the other ones, and it would be a plot line and it would make sense and everything would come together and you would feel completely satisfied. But if you read them in order, the characters from previous novels end up being main characters in other novels, and like they kind of like the characters kind of like intertwine in the series, and it's really cool and different and unique, and I loved it. I did read the books in order, so I'm not sure how it would feel if you didn't read them in order, but so good. Very cute. These are like literally the epitome of like cute contemporary novels. The novels themselves individually are like bingeable, but the series is just like a very like light-hearted, heartwarming, like happy kind of series, and I would highly recommend it if you're in the mood for stuff like that. Next, we have the Lara Jean duology. This is To All the Boys I've Loved Before and P.S. I Still Love You. I loved these books so much. Like when I first got To All the Boys I've Loved Before, I read it that night and I read it all night until like 6 o'clock in the morning, all in one sitting. I was addicted. I read both of them so quickly. They were completely like just engrossing. Like you just get so invested in Lara Jean and her love story and like the quirkiness of Jenny Han's writing. It's just this literally the epitome of like YA contemporary bingeable reads. And last but not least, I have another YA fantasy series to highly recommend, and that is The Lindburn Legacy by Sarah Rees Brennan. If you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know how obsessed I was with this series when I was first reading it and how much I highly recommend it to people now. It's just so good. It's about this like young wannabe journalist who's totally bold and kick butt, and she's had an imaginary friend her whole life, and she like speaks to him inside her mind, and people either think that she's like super imaginative and quirky or they think she's crazy. And then at the beginning of the book, a family moves back to town, and it turns out that imaginary friend not so imaginary, and then it kind of goes from there. It's like, you'd think it would be a love story, like the whole plot would just be based around these two people like falling in love because they've been inside each other's heads forever, but it's not. She's like just totally kick butt the whole time and like wants to save the world and just so sassy. All the sass, all the time. I just could not recommend this series highly enough. If you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend it. Okay, so there are 5 different YA series that I highly recommend that you binge read. If you have any recommendations for YA series that I should binge read, make sure to comment down below and let me know. Also, I really want to film a Q&A video for you guys during Vlogmas, like really bad, but in order to do that, I need some questions. So please leave some questions in the comments down below for me to answer in a Q&A video, because I really want to film a Q&A video. I haven't really I've done one Q&A video in like my whole YouTube career, and it was really fun and I really liked it. I liked like letting you guys know me better. So please leave some questions in the comments down below and I'll be sure to answer them soon. And otherwise, I will see you guys soon with another video. Happy Vlogmas. Bye! Good morning! It is Vlogmas day 3 today. I am currently in Melanie's car, not driving, because vlogging and driving would not be a thing to do. So we are currently on our way to work, and I'm really excited because I borrowed one of Melanie's dresses today, and it's my favorite color, and it makes my eyes look super green, and I'm really excited about it.